Well, our newspaper reviewer, Chukwudi Okoli Ubaja, is here. Chooks, good morning.
How are you, Demo? Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Whoever didn't leave early this morning might meet the rain. You know,
Is it raining right
it was threatening. It was quite cloudy when I was driving in. Claire, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
Good
As
morning.
clear as clear.
Oh yeah, everything is clear about Claire. Okay.
No, don't start this one, huh? Okay.
You know, I also remember Sonny Rabo. Sonny Rabo would say, "Do not stare at Claire or the dresses she wears."
Our big brother.
Anyway, let's get on with the newspaper review. And I'm starting with the blueprint. The blueprint has on its front page, no hiding place for criminals terrorizing Nigerian citizens. This is from Ribadu. Hands over 128 rescued captives to Zamfara government. Governor Nasri commends security agencies on resilience, and Bamawi terror suspects warned over absence in court. No hiding place for criminals terrorizing Nigerian citizens. Ribadu. 2027. ADC attacks APC, PDP over zoning. Silent on Atiku's ambition. That's politics. Now, Benue Assembly suspends sacked Speaker Hyacinth Dajo. And there's also story trending there. It's on business. Dangote Cement marks International Youth Day at Obajana. Okay, let us look at 6 injured in Abuja Kaduna train accident. NSIB begins probe. ASU protest gives federal government August 28th deadline for full-blown strike. That's from the blueprint. Let's also quickly take a look at Business Nigeria. Business Nigeria is speaking more business this morning, and it says 5 years, 45 Nigerian companies, no dividend. And Japan denies visa plan, says it's cultural exchange, not immigration. It's cultural exchange, not immigration. Oil state slash 611 billion naira debt. Rivers borrows the more. Rivers borrows more. Oh, Rivers borrows more. CBN sets October 2025 deadline for banks, POS operators, and others to upgrade to ISO 20022. And Nigeria becomes Africa's second largest solar importer as demand surges. Let me quickly take this last two before Demola comes in. CBN raises OMO yields to attract foreign inflows. Kano government dismisses 6.5 billion naira diversion claim. And finally, manufacturers fume as government reintroduces 4% FOB free on board fee on imports. That story is on page 2. Demola.
Yeah, thank you, Claire. I have the blueprint newspaper, and just below the nameplate, we have Benue Assembly suspends sacked Speaker Hyacinth Dajo. Details of that story can be found on page 10. Then we have on business, Dangote Cement marks International Youth Day at Obajano. Details on page 22. And on sports, Atletico Madrid in touch with Atalanta over Lookman transfer. Details of that story can be found on page 32. 2027, ADC attacks APC PDP over zoning, silent on Atiku's ambition. And then we have the major headlines, which reads, no hiding place for criminals terrorizing Nigerian citizens, Ribadu, as he hands over 128 rescue captives to Zamfara government. Governor Nasir commends security agencies on resilience and others. Then below we have 6 injured in Abuja Kaduna train accident. NSIB begins probe. NEMA assesses damage. Ubasani commiserate with victims. Details of that story can be found on page 8. And ASU protest gives federal government August 28th deadline for full-blown strike. Details of that story can be found on page 6 and 9. And all that.
I've
Okay.
taken
So,
blueprints.
so
Yeah, you have, or you had taken it. ADC is attacking APC and PDP over zoning of the presidency to the south.
I really...
This one, it has got to cross-party accusations. I thought every party had the right to do what it wanted to do. Anyway, the bottom line is...
that's politics.
No, that's politics. That's politics. The bottom line is that each political party has a right to decide what to do with its candidates and all that. But the kind of a Babel of... Tower of Babel, discordant voices coming from those quarters. It doesn't quite tell you that they are ready to contest.
Well,
people tell me it's my opinion, but I tell people you have to show you're ready by behaving like somebody who's ready.
How?
Chubudi, listen.
Yes.
It says, why berating the two parties for the decision? The Senator David Mark-led ADC tagged the move as insensitive to the plight of Nigerians.
Which Nigerians? The sampled opinion. Well, David Mark is a man I respect a lot.
But the same,
Yes.
the same David Mark was in PDP
Yes.
when they were doing the zoning south and north.
Yes.
When he was Senate president. Have you
Yes.
forgotten?
Of course, yes. I've not forgotten. And
Can you read in between the lines? What is he actually saying?
I've not read it, sorry, fully. You pushed me into speculation, so let's not go there. The only thing I know is that I remember saying several times there that David Mark is a man I respect a lot. When Goodluck Jonathan was contending with the anti-petrol subsidy removal movement, and Nigeria was quaking, so to speak, David Mark came back from a medical trip abroad and said at the airport, everything will be over in 48 hours. Come return to Nigeria after 24 hours. I never forget that. I like people who sound like statesmen. But now he's talking like a politician. I don't quite locate the reasoning in it.
Exactly,
But maybe
that's
when I read it thoroughly, I'll get to know.
But he's a politician, so
Yes.
he has to sound like a politician.
What we're interested in is fine. The more the merrier. You're giving us a wide range of choice.
Anyway,
But I do know that
That's
some
our
people
discussion today.
have that.
on
are
Good
not
Morning.
sounding
yes.
so very
we'll
ready.
move on.
Yes.
So very ready.
No hiding place for criminals terrorizing Nigerian citizens. This is coming from Roberto. Is he saying something new?
He has not said something new, but he has told you that 128 rescued captives were handed over to Zamfara government. It helps the psychological war against terrorism. It tells you that our security forces are not on the back foot concerning, getting into the theater of a confrontation with these people. And that helps messaging as well. It tells Claire and Chukwudi that we're not close to hope being lost in terms of fighting the insurgents and the bandits. So he's talking well. And the governor, that's Governor Nassi, is commending the agencies for what he calls resilience. Because the way these people are coming, it is enough to tire out our security forces. But they are still showing gallantry in the face of all these. That's why I look at it.
I think also approaching this matter, from different, angles. And a particular angle is stopping arms proliferation. And for us to be able to achieve that, we must align our institutional mechanism properly with the regional, mechanism that's already in place.
Yes.
Right now, what we are operating under the center, is for some, scholars, it's an ad hoc structure without the, full complementarity of, the ministries and things that they need to do.
You both done it too much. What you're saying is that we are not showing enough cohesion at
Precisely.
the regional level.
Yes.
And the Mali, Burkina Faso, all those, they don't help matters at all. So sometimes you think we are shooting ourselves in the foot. When we say, hey guys, we are not going to interfere in the kind of government to introduce in your country, you are also telling them that what you do in Mali or Burkina Faso also percolates into the West African basket. Know that. So we have to all think. They say all for one, one for all. You understand?
Absolutely.
So that is the point. There must be cooperation on regional terms
Yeah.
for these things to work out well.
Yes,
That is
and
why they're
of course
pulling-
our
that's-
borders.
That's why they're pulling out of some countries from ECOWAS. It's not good for the regional security.
We're saying the same thing, really.
So
it is not good for us.
Anyway.
We must begin to also, Birimola, properly carry out surveillance of those borders. There are more than 1,800 porous borders across Nigeria, unmanned borders.
That continues to be
Do we have enough officials to do that?
No, it's not officials now.
Demola,
technology.
I don't think approaching it from that angle is going to help us a lot. We must always think from the point of view that it can be done.
Precisely.
In business administration, they talk about the can-do spirit. We must always have it. We know that we are shortchanged in terms of number of boots on the ground. You're quite right. But if we start with that, if we start from that level of thinking or that form
Maybe
of
we
thinking.
have to employ technology for this.
Exactly. You see, you're proffering solutions now. There are drones. Do you know that even Trump is surprised what drones are doing in war now? America is surprised what they have discovered that drones can do in war. Ukraine is actually becoming one of the, they say necessity is the mother of invention because they have a war. They are pushed into innovation and all that. So you are proffering solutions already. That is how to go about it.
Okay, Chukwudi, before we let you go, let's look at the train derailment yesterday.
The mishap here.
Yes, at the
Abuja, Kaduna.
Ashama, yes, end of the Abuja Kaduna train corridor. And the MD of Nigerian Railway Corporation said a moment ago in our news that he was directed
to go directly to
go, yeah.
Yes.
And I'm asking, should he have been directed? I mean, it was obvious that he should have done
You're
that.
thinking that going to the spot should be spontaneous. But of course, there's a hierarchy, there's a bureaucracy in some of these things. So if that is how he wants to put out the message that took him there promptly, let him be, please. It's messaging.
But let's look at the event, the accident itself.
But the most important thing is no one died. They just reported 6 injured, and they're being treated. Very important. The next thing you do now is what caused it? We pray that there is no hanky-panky somewhere. Very important. So we must get to the root. We must get to the root of what caused the derailment.
And how prompt was the response to the accident?
No, I think
it was prompt. Yes,
it was fairly
yes,
prompt.
it was fairly
That's
prompt.
exactly what the official you mentioned was re-echoing.
Yes, he had to leave Lagos
exactly.
yesterday. Immediately. Yes. In fact, when we called him, when NTA called him, he was already on his way from Lagos to the airport.
Even apart from him, what should also matter to us as Nigerian people is the incidents of first responders. It doesn't have to be the official himself. The first people, the Red Cross, what's this brigade, the civil defense and all that, we have to train them to the point that...
Before we leave, because
the
director is already signaling that we should sign up, I just want us to appeal to this ASU protest, that giving the federal government a deadline, August 28th, that's Thursday. Today's 27th.
Tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. So probably we should just, so that we don't have the repeat of...
The unfortunate thing is that the ASU matter has become a case of not if, but when. It's not
sad.
If they will go. It is when they will go. And that kind of trivializes the entire thing. I pray they find a solution and stop this incessant... It doesn't make sense to me anymore.
It doesn't.
And you want our children to have a seamless education. It doesn't work that way.
It's time for you to go.
I know.